Hey there. Good afternoon from Area 51 Raceway. So the track is assembled. I got everything set up, and who's ever watching, I'm gonna leave it open to Q&A, anything like that. Questions about the track, pricing if you want. I mean, there's a pricing on it already, and what this track really involves was testing. This is a beta test track, and I want to emphasize that beta testing is kind of like your prototype. So this is a prototype to building this track. So we went through aches and pains and some difficulties and some stuff that needed to be looked at, and this is why Kevin wanted me to build this track so this way we can uh, figure out the little problems that arise when you put this together and to smooth it out to make it easier for the person who buys the track. So it's a really good thing that I really appreciate Kevin giving me the faith to put the track together, and because he came over and he brought it in this SUV. It was in 12 pieces, and basically you just put it together, drive the dials in as you see in the videos that I've done, and you just put the track together. There is a little sanding required. Of course, you have to paint it. You have to buy the braid, or unless you use copper tape, you have to hook up the electrical. It's not a difficult process. What this eliminates really when you buy this track is you having to buy tools like a router, the gain bit, the router bit. That doesn't mean the router itself. Sanding tools, tools for measuring, um, all that stuff. The table you all have to build, obviously, just as this table's been there since the old track. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to head downstairs because this is rigged into Ecamm, so we're running off my camera. So give me a moment. I'm going to switch from here, and we're going to go down there, and I'm going to use the microphone from the iPhone cam, which I don't have a mic yet. I've been looking for something a little bit better, wireless, because the wire tends to get in the way, but I'll try and talk as loud as possible. I have the comments coming up there, and I will answer any questions that may be involved with the track. And if I don't know them, I'll ask Kevin, or I'll direct you to Kevin because Kevin will know pretty much everything that all the answers to the certain questions I may not have answers to. So give me a moment. I'm gonna switch downstairs, and we'll run the cars on the track. And you see, I have something that of a really cool car there, which is the I'll show you. I'm gonna run that one first because that was a gift from Dave. It's a the vacuum car, the Chaparral vacuum car. You see it there. That's a really cool car, and we're gonna run that around a little bit, and then we'll run various cars, Revo slots, and all that and so forth. So, give me a moment to switch to go downstairs, and we'll start run some cars and talking. I'll be right back. All right, here we are. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. Let's see who I get to say hello to here. And I got John Tucci, DNA Stock Cars, Kerry Weiss. Thank you, Kerry. Appreciate that. Dave, how you doing? We have Tad. How you doing, Tad? We have, let me see if I can read this name right. This is the first time I've seen you. Welcome. So, Haggison Farms. How you doing? If I said that right. Hope I didn't butcher that name. And how you guys doing? So, I need you to tell me if you hear me pretty loud and clear. And please tell me yes or no, or thank you, Tad. I'll explain about the shirt in a minute. And just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me loud and clear, because again, I'm going off the microphone off the iPhone, so I'll be keeping an eye on the comments. So this is the car I was talking about. So Dave gifted me this car for getting a new track, and this is the resin built chaparral scratch built. Really cool looking car, really detailed, and it runs pretty good. I like it a lot. I really appreciate him getting me a car and doing that. And hey, 33B, how you doing? John Tucci, voice it out. Okay, good. Thank you, DNA. So we're gonna give this a little whirl around here. And told Dave I'd run this one first. Nice little scratch build here. So the surface is really good with urethane, as expected. I ran 2 slotted Group C cars on this track. You know, cleaned the tires with some lighter fluid, and then I ran them on here for about 2 or 3 hours. So there's a teeny pattern shown, so it's going to take more time. But you can see it a little bit, not as much. But in due time, it will wear in, as you have to do with wood tracks. You get your rubber laid down to get some, better grip, obviously, if you dig into the paint. Yes, the elevation was my wife's idea and Harry's idea. Harry had mentioned it. I know Kevin had did it with his, and I did like how he did it, but I wasn't sure I was going to turn out here. But the elevation's pretty good here, and we're going to do some work on putting some ceiling underneath here to cover up the areas that are bare there. This is the inside lane, the purple lane. I painted the lanes green and purple. Used to stick with the alien theme, purple and green. I know I'm just kind of like the Joker, as some people will say, in Batman, but whatever. So you can see these scratch build cars are great on there. That's that one right there. I have 2 temporary controllers hooked up, so it's they're just wired in until I get my other controllers. But so keep an eye on the comments. Yeah, it runs good, Dave. Thank you. Yep. Good. I'm glad that's smoother than the last slide. Stock Car Wild Man, how you doing? And now I'm gonna show you the Revo. This is a Revo right here. You see, this one's shooting pretty good. For wood. And I do like the design of this track. It really flows nicely. And we can get a timing system in here. But so far, I've ran a few cars on here, not too many, but I'm very happy with, as I said, how the track performed. The spots are really cut nicely. And the track joints for all the pieces connected to each other are good. Excuse my dog there barking. But this one took a little bit more sanding, than I think the other tracks that Kevin will be putting out. It's going to make it easier, so you don't have to do that much. But again, beta test track is, you find all the flaws or all the little things that need to be addressed, and that's what Kevin does. And the tracks that I'm going to be building, I think, will be awesome. And again, this track is on the website. Hey, John, how you doing? Thank you, John. I appreciate that. Yeah, I do like the flow. So this track on Kevin's website is listed for $1,300.99. So he's including the electrical, the driver stations, obviously the track. The things that are not included are the table you need to put it on, the paint, the brake, what else? The cars, the controllers. That's all you have to do yourself. The guardrails are separate at first because I don't think they come with guardrails. So you have to get guardrails, just aren't that much. And then you can get your own track logo, which I think you're very capable of doing. And put it on your quarters, as I have on this one, on the outside of the guards. I painted the inside gray, like a darker gray, to kind of break up the lighter gray. But left the outside green. I have one more border I have to put on, which is the one over here, and that one's still drying. That is the Racetrack Scenic. You know, it says racetrackscenic.com. I want to make sure that's put on there. But we have more things coming for this track that we're going to be adding to it. We're going to add lights, and we're just going to be doing a lot more to this as it evolves. That little car is really handling good on here. And I've always really looked forward to a road course because, you know, the oval's great, but I wanted a wood road course for sure. Because going to Harry's and seeing his road course, it's nice to have, you know, an alternative track. Like I said, it's really nice to have two tracks. Anyway, it's awesome. I have an awesome wife too, because she said, you know, hey, we get a bigger house with two tracks. So, gotta thank her for that, for support. And IROC series, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Yeah. They do make the Camaros for them. Just gotta get the decals for them. I've only seen them in 124th and 125th scale for IROC decals. Nothing in 132nd. You have to make their own if you were to do that. You want to go to the traditional IROC cars that were just plain colors and had the driver's names on the doors. Here's our Revo. Oh, we run a slot, thunder slot. How's that? Let's get a thunder slot. Now Kevin has, and I talked to him this morning. I told him when the track was going to send him a quick video. This is a 9mm depth in the guide. So what he's going to do is he's planning to make a recessed cut of 2mm on the bottom section since he's using two thinner pieces, and he's going to make it to where it's, I believe, 8mm slot depth instead of 6, which you originally had thought of, because we had talked about how some guides are deeper than other, like commercial guides. If somebody wanted to use a commercial guide on their track, that we want to not worry about it bottoming out or not being able to, you know, run on the track. So he's addressing that, and he's always improving things. He's a smart guy, so I mean, he wants to make sure that everything is, when the customer gets the track, they're really extremely happy with it. And I'm sure it's just, again, he's just evolving in his processes and how he does stuff. And or you see the ID tuning for the inside corner followed by kink. Yep, that's true. You got that right. Oops, what's the guardrails for? Should have seen when I had my GT40, I had the guardrails went over here and it went. Didn't break the car, but man, it flew. You just did too much. So this is a thunder slot, obviously. But again, man, nice and smooth. The cars really go really nice on here. And again, just very, very thankful that Kevin let me do this. And again, this is you purchase a track, it really takes a lot of the buying the tools and stuff. That's the whole point of this. But then again, if you want to build your own track, then yeah, go for it. Nobody's saying that you have to get this, and it's just an alternative or an alternate option in the hobby, which is great. We all love options. You know, options are wonderful. So this way you're not stuck with doing one thing. And the turnaround time on this will be a lot quicker than other places that I know that make really great tracks, but you have to wait like, I don't think half a year or a year for tracks. I heard 2 years. So it's like, you don't have to wait that long for something like this. And it's just a basic home track. You can design your own, but there is a design fee when you, how would you say, if you want to design your own track, there's a charge to the person who does the CAD for this. to get this all lasered out. And I know a lot of people don't understand that, you know, that's a pretty good cost, but it's for a good reason. It's actually not that much if you consider it. Stock Car Dojo, how you doing? Do you have one power connection to the track, or are there power taps? Yeah, I have one power supply that goes in, and I have 2 drops, or 1 drop. I don't need power taps on this. I have a drop right here. These are the drops. So they're 2, I'll show them to you. They're 2 bus bar like blocks. They're from Stock Car Corner. Second here, guys. Give me a minute. I'll show you. Alternation drops. Yeah, I went with Stock Car Corner's electrical because I understand it more and I've used them before and stuff. Kevin's offering his own electrical, but if you want to get the Stock Car Corner stuff, you can. So this is what they are. And so one side of the braid, you know, for each lane hooks up to this. So we're right here where it stops and drops. This is what this is. And each side of the lanes are connected, and this is what join them. But you don't need a power tap. This is basically will do everything. Obviously, with longer tracks, if you run out of braid, say you got a real huge track, then obviously you need a termination block to hook it up and then continue braiding. But it's not like a plastic track. There's no like I know how a plastic track has 2 pieces where they connect to each other. This is a continuous braid all the way up to that point. So it's 1 power supply to both lanes, which is adequate enough. I mean, if you wanted to put, I guess, 1 power supply to the lane, you could, but I mean, yeah, the power supplies are cheap. I guess you could do that, but honestly, with the oval, I have 1 power supply to the entire 4 lanes, and we ran a proxy on it. We didn't have a problem. So that's what these are, though. The termination blocks. I hope that explains that. Hello, Gale Force. How you doing? When you get a timing system going, dead strips are late. John, I'm going to use the light bridge because I like the light bridge better. Just my preference. But dead strips are cool. I know Kevin has dead strips at his track, and that works just as good. I mean, it's just a preference thing. I don't know what you would use. I'm going to use the light bridge because I'll have a bridge over there, and it's no big deal. And they make a floodlight so it covers all the lanes. So it's not like on the older ones where you have to line them up. Like the one up on the Hangar 1, that's one that it just covers the whole area. It infrareds the whole section of the track, so when the car passes, it doesn't matter. We'll pick it up from the sensor underneath either way. But I'm going with light bridge, so. Well, if you guys have any more questions, please let me know. Happy to answer them as best I can. Especially for guys who are, you know, first time seeing this and want more information. Now, Kevin also has said that since each of these sections has drops, so see, the whole idea was that if you wanted to separate a piece and add, you can. But he's going to offer them without the drop, so if you don't want to drop in each section, you could just have, you know, a drop on one straight. You'd have to talk to him about it, and it'll be continuous all the way through with no drop. Because every section of this track has a drop. There's a drop here, a drop here. There's 12 pieces, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 12. Okay, there you go. Yeah. There's 12 pieces that make this track to get put together. So. Yeah, I'm a fan of the light bridge too. I love the light bridge. That's kind of like the best thing I think they come out with so far with TrackMate. And again, there's other programs that TrackMate will work with. Like the what was the one that I have up there? Gosh, I can't even think of what it is. But it works pretty well. I can't remember the name of it. But let's say, let me look on my computer now. Now I'm beginning to wonder, what was it called? It was called Race Coordinator. Yeah, that's it. Race Coordinator. So Race Coordinator works pretty good with TrackMate as well. It's another alternate program. But yeah, nice and smooth, man. Ooh. There's a thunder slot. Let's get another car. That's let me see. Let me see. Why don't we go to Revo Group 2? I'll go a little alpha. Get a little alpha action going here. So I got this red number 25 alpha. You see what the Bluetooth bar looks like going on here? A bit loose. A little clean tires. I already got some marks here. There's a mark here and a mark here. So that's typical with what happens. You start getting marks on the cars and the tires. Let me clean these up a little. Should have brought some more lighter fluid. It's upstairs. Darn it. Yep, there's a little burnout right mark right there. Look at that. That's basically what you do, little Brody marks all over the track. One thing they do not fall out of the slot around these little jackknives, but they don't fall out real easy. And I got these old Professor motor controllers, which are pretty good. I get used to the Falcon, I have to admit. And of course, these real slot tires, when they start grinding, they start throwing rubber all over. Just keep up the rubber right here. Any more questions? Like to see a scratch on the car, if you would. Sure. Tad, what kind of scene are you thinking about doing, George? Desert? Yeah, probably desert, but not as heavy as I did with the old track. But we'll have to see what we have room for. Because Kevin's got some things that he wants to do. So here you go. That he wants to add. Actually, there's this piece right here we want to add, but I won't get into it. It's kind of like a surprise. So here's my first scratch coat here. Walk car a while ago. This is what got me the scratch going. So they're urethane tires, of course. Whoa! See, that's what guardrails are for. That would have flew right off. There we go. Put that on there. The urethane tire really works nicely on here. I got a little nice grip. Once you get rubber laid down, it'll be even better. You see, this is a deep wood slot guide on this car right here, so it's pretty good. So if you want to go too fast around that corner. You've got it too much. So, falling off there. Helps when you have a brake on the controller too. The cars interact differently. I put the car that Harry gave me is called Super Mario. This is a Rebel body on a brass chassis. This is a scratch built chassis right here, slot car wild man. And I ran one earlier, which was Dave's. I actually ran Dave's car the first time. I tried calling him, but he was busy. He was probably cooking dinner at the time. And then when I had everything hooked up and I ran his car, it was the first car on there, that Chaparral vacuum car. Ooh, damn. There's the sailing again. That's what those guardrails are for. Those guardrails are there. This thing's be on the floor. But we'll be getting more guardrails right here too for the infield. Kevin has talked to me about that. So on the infield, they'll be shorter and it won't be as tall. So let's see if any questions here. Yeah, smooth whatever you run. What does 125th look like on it? Shoot, you know what? I didn't bring me 125th cars. So let me go get upstairs. I will go get 125th car. Hold on a second. Alright. 125th land barge. Let's see what that looks like. Here we got a land barge right here. A lot of room to move, I'll tell you that much. Whoa! There's the land barge. I forgot to bring 125th card. I didn't think of that. So really, I'm going 1/32 here mainly, but I mean, once in a while, I'm going to run a land barge or something. But there's 125th right there. No, not bad at all. No problem, John. Shit. I'm here for it. Oh! That's what slot cars are for. And look at that. Alright. Takes a licking and keeps on ticking. See? No damage. It's a hammer. Definitely need to get something there, which Kevin will plan on doing for me. So here's the modified right here. Hopefully it's modified. The old one did a long time ago. This is a commercial guide right here. Commercial flag. Hope I don't spill this one. Wow, man, this is fun on here. First time I run these ones on there. A little clanking on that straightaway, but it's probably a little bit paint buildup, but it doesn't hamper the car, so not bad. Not bad, that runs real good. Let's try midget. Remember the midget? My midget from Midget Madness. Look at that. Woo! We're going to do a road course on the midget for next Midget Madness. We're going to have two places to do it on the oval and here. We may do it with the small midgets that Dave's been getting together. Those little tiny ones. That'd be a good proxy for this track. Little small ones. There you have it. There is hopefully two scale cars. If you have any questions? HO. You know, damn. I don't have any HO here at the moment. They're upstairs. I don't know if they would run on there. I mean, it's possible. Let me see. Gale Force. I do have no silver solder either. Yep, don't need silver solder. It's not a drag car. But good point. I'll tell you what, Gale Force. I have an old Shadow. I don't know if it'll run. I'm trying to remember. Actually, I know I have a few HO cars. I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. So this car, man, I can't believe I have this car. This is a car that I built for some races I used to do in San Jose, or actually in Mountain View, California. There was a guy that had a HO track, and I made a little car, and I called it Red Dwarf. But I have a 57 Chevy, and then I have the Group C Porsche, the Canon. So let's see what happens. I don't know if I'm going to run. To be honest, so we'll put the 57, and I get nothing. I don't know. I may have too low of volts here, so let's see if I turn up the voltage. Even then, I'll get. Oh, there we go. There's one on the way. There you go. This would run HO a little bit. Well, this controller isn't really made for HO, but yeah. If you would, I guess, modify the shoes on this, obviously I'm going the other direction with it too, it would work, but there's an HO car for you. Of course, it doesn't move that well. Let me try this one. These cars haven't ran in a long time. I mean, it's sitting in the box, so let's see if this one will run. Oh, well, it wants to go, but no juice, no go. Yeah, so, I mean, this one's going the right way. They had a gear switch on this car, that's why. Oh, there's 57 trying to come alive. Yeah, it's these shoes. You'd have to they do have a modification for the shoes on these, so this car does run, believe it or not, because it's powering up as I accelerate it. But again, you'd have to make your little modifications for HO. So it did run HO, kind of, not exactly. But there you go, Gale Force. Sorry, man, I couldn't really get you a full answer on that one. Let me turn this back down to 10. Probably had it too low anyway. Let me see my test car. Right, 11.1. Let's turn this down to 10. I got a little voltmeter on here that I put, so it's got a little, there's a little digital voltmeter on here. I just press the trigger. This is just a Carrera chassis with nothing in it, and then I just get the voltage out of it. So, we got 10. Oh boy, what was that? Is that a door? Oh. Something thudded. Sorry about that. Something thudded because it's really windy here. Hope that answers your question there. Hey Marty, how you doing? How's it going? So let's see. We'll run a. Let's see what else we'll run here. We'll run a slotted Ferrari 512. How's that? Oh, nice and smooth. Oh, nice. Nice. Thank you, Marty. Appreciate that. Whoa. I'm looking forward actually to running poly cars on here because they can bring me down. Got it. I do have NSR F1s though. I'm trying NSR F1. I should have brought my poly card down. There's plenty of reasons why aliens never invade Earth. Hey. Alright, cool. I like that. Let me see, I got sideways 2 here. Let me get, now this one right here in particular, this NSR car, this F1 is really a well-tuned car. It was pretty tuned for the plastic, so we'll see how it goes on wood. Should be good on wood. Oop, keep up there. Oh, I'm gonna have to retune that a little bit more. A lot of things change to that. Let's put plastic. I want to wood. Here's an F1 from NSR. Ooh, not there. That's a ripper. Somewhat. Put on some silicones. Okay, I'll tell you what. I have Scott Culp's cars that I bought that I wanted to keep within scratch builders because these ones he made for the Trans Am series. So those have silicone tires, Carrie. You want silicone tires? Okay. So here's Scott Culp's build, which he's a phenomenal builder. And this is a SCX body. So this has silicones. So you want silicones? All right. You got silicones, Carrie. There you go, silicones right here. I'm stripping the rubber off my track. Oh my God. Oh, I'm just kidding. Well, there's silicones. Yeah, see it's stripping it off that corner though too. These are 18K motors on these. These are made for the Trans Am or the Brass Am for Home Racing World. Scott built these cars and he was selling them on the forum and I told him I'd take them off his hands right away because I wanted to keep these within the scratch building community because these are something that are kind of a real big classic. And there you go, Carrie Weiss, silicone tires on a brass chassis. That was a class he ran for his track. And this thing's not good on here. Nice and smooth. Jackknifing action there. As I strip the rubber off my track. Thanks, Carrie. Appreciate that. There you go. There's silicone, buddy. You asked for silicone. There you go. So, any more comments? Pretty damn good grip for not laying much rubber down. Yeah, you know, John, I kind of went overboard when I painted this track. Because what I had originally done was I painted the pieces separately, just to try it out and then put it together, and then I had to sand down the joints, you know, and then I had to paint it again. And then I sanded 120 grit, was what Kevin recommended, because I didn't ask him how he did it. And then I painted it again, and I did 2,000, and then I painted it again. So it's like 5 or 6 coats. It's overkill. Really, 3 coats is all you need. So, but it's you know, it is what it is, because like I said, it was a beta testing track, and we were just trying, you know, I was just trying out to see what it, you know, what would happen and stuff. But let's see, let's get a sideways cars here. Sideways. Let's get the Ferrari. The old 512, this is DD, or I forget, something, CCDD, I think DD 512. John will correct me. This one's a little bit, this is the softer sideways rubber. Ooh. Can use some adjustment in this, but yeah, it runs. There's the sideways for you, I think. Now put rubber back up. Yes, sir, I did. This is the rubber tire on this one. Ooh. There. I think I have this hot too loose. I don't think I put Mozetti bushings on this side. Actually, it's pretty tight. I'll have to deal with that a little later now to readjust cars. So let's see. Let's try an MR slot car. Actually, you know what? Thunder Slot Mustang. Let's try a Thunder Slot Mustang. Marty Ford. I'm going to go with the TrackMate, and then of course I'm going to either use Race Coordinator or TrackMate's timing. I like Race Coordinator. Here's the Thunder slot, Mustang Thunder slot. Oh, crunch. Crash! Crash and burn. There you go. Thank you, sir. Yep, smooth. It's really smooth. Very, very smooth. The track is really, it's a really nice track. I'm really happy with it. So the guy who designed this with me, well, we kind of went back and forth a little. It was Johan, who's Kevin's partner, and he does all the CAD drawings for the stuff that they saw. And he was kind of like, I gave him the original, kind of the original layout of the old Area 51, and then he came back with this, and then he said, hey, do you like this? Actually, when he came back with this, I was like, hey, this looks great. This design he came up with, I go, yeah, I like that. That looks good. So we didn't really do too much talking, but we did, you know, he made a layout. He's really good at making layouts as far as, you know, having flow and stuff, because that's important. So Tad, when you build your lights, they're brighter without the diffuser. I can cut mine out. It makes a difference. Gotcha. I'm gonna have to get back with you on that one to ask. Hello, Jack. How you doing? Hey, Gene. How you doing? Thank you, Gene. Yes, sir, Jack. It's a runner. Planning directional switches? John, no, not really. I mean, I could add them, but no, I'm not going to. Going to get the 963, George? I don't know yet. Maybe. I haven't looked at that car yet. I haven't really been paying attention to that. I've been busy doing this, so I'll check it out. I know Marty talked about it, so probably a good idea to get one. Thunderstorm runs smooth on there. With the Mustang. Oh, that thing was really good. That's a good running car. Let's see. Let's get another one. Let's get a Mr. Slot car. And we all know which one. Well, you know what? Let me get the one that Raul gave me. Raul gifted me this car. This is a real cool car. It's a McLaren, a Marvel McLaren. This is a really nice car. Beautiful. That was real nice of him to get me this. So we'll run this one. I haven't tuned this one, so this is kind of untuned. Probably needs to be tuned badly. There's a front axle car dragging. There it is. Yeah, this car needs to be tuned. Shame on me, I shouldn't be driving it. But this is a cool car. So I'll need to tune that. Let me get the MR slot car. See that one. That one's a little bit better. Mr. Slot Car, the Shadow. Everybody knows this car. This was a rage when this came out. Ooh, hey. Pretty good. a Modular. Modular. This one, green one. Modular, whatever. Sorry. I need to adjust this a little. Definitely need to adjust that one a little. I think I remember taking this out of the box. I had a digital chip in this at one point, and then I removed it, and yeah, I need some. Got a lot of cards to work on. See if we get one. How about a P68? Let me see this one first. P68 here. My only P68. The card is so light too. That one seems to be that good. This is the last card I've seen in a while, guys. Alright, cool. Everything looks good. Let's see if I have any questions. Questions, Jag. What's the table track size and length? The table is 12 by 7. 12 by 6, excuse me. 12 feet long, 6 feet wide. The lanes are, oh gosh, what did he say? Let me see. Lane is 130 feet, I think is the lane length. 130, maybe a little less. I hope that answers your question there. Gene, is that braid laid down on both lanes? Or only one? No, they're laid down on both lanes. Gene, I just lining up the cards here. I could run it on the inside lane if that's what you're asking. I just put the cards there because it's kind of typically what I do upstairs. I lay cards, you know, on the on a spot where I can put them all. Let me move all these out of the way because I had these all here occupying the infield of the second lane, so I'll put them on the infield. So here you go, Gene, here you go. Here's the second lane. It's braided too. I just haven't been running on it. This is lane 2. The purple lane. Oh, a little bit too much juice there. There you go, Gene. That's lane 2. Just to answer your question. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Jag. So, any more questions from anybody? I hope I'm answering what I can from everybody that's on here. Ooh, too much juice on that. Turn it all the time there. This is good. There you go, Gene. Hope that make you see what that does. Nice. So what's the what's the new timing system? That'll be TrackMate. I haven't ordered it yet. Now slow down there, Gene. I don't have that much money. It'll be a little bit for that. TrackMate, of course. I have a plan on putting a television in there because they're so cheap, and then I have an HDMI that goes to one to go to two TVs. So I'll run the timing system on here, just like upstairs. I have TrackMate, and that has the infrared light bridge. So, any more questions? I'm seeing some pretty. Yeah, there you go, Dave. You already said. Dave's right. I'm thinking of the mini midgets, the real scale midgets, the tiny ones that are pretty fun on here. That'd be a cool proxy right there. And you can see the rubber sort of laying down little by little. I see it right here, in here, so I'll have to run more cars and get it, more laid down on there. It takes time, but we'll get there. So it'll be a year for Hangar 1 on April 12th. So this track landed, what day is it? April 3rd. I think it's the 3rd. So kind of ironic how a year later we went to wood downstairs. So. Upper Dojo. No, not yet. I should go get. See you later, Tag. Have a good one. Thanks for coming. Jag, question. Just curious. Why no banking, or do you prefer flat corners? There's a teeny bit of banking. So Jag, gotta remember this ain't a commercial track. A lot of people that have commercial tracks like those high banks. I don't care for them because to me they're not. It's a home track. I'm not going to commercial track. I mean, put in a high bank. For these cars, they ain't gonna really stick on very well. They'll just pop off. That's why those commercial tracks, they use those little hot motors because you gotta propel the car at a high speed to have a high bank. This has a slight bank to it. That's why I elevate it. If I put a level on it, you'll see that it's banked a little. So I don't have any super deep banks because high banks because I don't have the need for it. So that's why I did it like that. So, but anyways, I hope that answers your questions. As for polycar, let me go get a polycar. Now you got me thinking about that. Alright, talk our dojo. I got some polycars here. So, give me a second. Alright, we got the Ferrari here. I should start putting these on the shelf. So I'm going to use the outside lane for this one. This right here. Alright, here's the polycar. Yeah, that's fun. Oh yeah! Oh, there you. Alright, get this off here. Oh, crashed there. Crash. Right. Back on there. Here's the poly car. Oh. Man, fantastic. I'll be having fun with my poly cars over here. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Get the double winged car. The freaking the Long Beach one. I'm gonna have to get more shelving to put these on because I should put them on shelves instead of leaving them in the boxes. But yeah, it is what it is. Just worry about the tires getting squashed. But these tires are cheap tires. This is the original poly car. Rubber, which is fine. The other one had NSR rubber. The other car. There's a Long Beach car. And a few of these guys say that this car sucks because I guess they can't tune them, so they just give up on them. I say don't give up on poly cars. Learn how to tune them because they're fun once you get them going. Where you need to get them going. Here's just the stock poly car ready too. So I mean, but you can improve the rubber if you want to. There you go. Look at that. Look at Dojo Poly cars. I believe I ran over everything now so far. Thanks, George. Waiting on the 5th LEV will ship my poly car printer. Yeah, that's the South Africa one. Is that like the green one? The brown? Yeah, I need to get mine ordered soon too. That should be coming. Yeah, quiet and smooth, big time, Dave. Very quiet and smooth. Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera. I'm just trying to look at the comments because, of course, the camera's over there, and I just like how the eCam is because I could use a nice camera, but like I do upstairs. Maybe someday I'll buy a Apple computer down here, but for now I got the other one, so it'll be fine. But yep. So that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, I ran pretty much a lot of different cars on here. You can see 125th, rubber tire, silicone tire, urethane tire. See all the rubbers already coming out all over. It's starting to look like a track. So, hope you guys enjoyed that. Any more questions? If not, I'm going to call it. That's the track. It's up and running. There'll be more stuff added to it. And I do have lights. Like Tad's been talking about here, the lights. I just painted these yesterday. So, these are the lights. I have the singles and duals. So I got to going to see where I'm going to put them and then wire them up. And so we'll have lights on this too at night. And we're pretty much fun. The wiring will be super easy. Nothing difficult. So, but not too bad. Sorry, when did you get the Area 51 flag on your table? I got that recently. So I went to Amazon and there's a place that makes print flags, text or whatever. And I wanted to try it out. That's why I only got one because I wanted to see how good it was. And it actually came out pretty good. This was only $4.39 for this. So if you guys ever thought of making your own flag or for your logo, all you have to do is give them the image that you want and then they'll put it on the flag. But yeah, this is only $4.39, so it wasn't too bad. So I'm going to get another one to cover this over here. Probably the same size, and then I'll get a couple more. They have different sizes. This is the cheaper one. They have a bigger one, it's a little bit more. But I need to get another Home Racing World one, which I got upstairs. But I try them out just to make sure they come out good, and they did. So You get this from Amazon. And then the shirt is from Harry. And the car is from Dave. The vacuum car is a gift for getting the track together. I appreciate you guys doing that. Thank you very much. I thought the shirt was cool when I opened it up, so that's why I wore it. So you can show it off. But anyways, yeah, under $5, Dave. I'll send you the link where I got it from. You can make a Shotgun Dave one too. You give them the image and I'll put that on there and you can hang that up. So any of you guys have your own like images of your track or whatnot. Like I know Slot Car Dojo has that one. You can probably give them that and they'll put it on a flag like that for under $5. So with tax maybe a little over 5. I don't know, I had to look, but not too bad. But anyways, that's it guys. Let me go back upstairs real quick and end out everything. Right back. All right, guys. So I hope I answered everything that anybody asked. Slot Valley Racing, how you doing? You just got here, huh? But we're running some cars earlier. If you look at the live, I wasn't gonna be on here super long because I know it's a work day, and you know, weekday, and people got to work or probably still at work. We're going about an hour now, but basically the track is hooked up. Yeah, no problem, John. There is the video I just posted on the part 4 of the modular build. That's the final part of that video. The 2 links are on there to go to Kevin's website if you're interested in looking at a track. It's up to you. Again, you could build your own track. That's not a problem. You know, not saying not to, but if you get something like this, it kind of eliminates you buying tools and being leery of cutting or routing and stuff like that. But you know, it'll it's nice to have options. So this is a good option. It's great for people who are interested in getting a wood track that have been on a plastic track. I always say you always evolve in the hobby. You know, eventually you do go to a wood track. I don't care what anybody says. You eventually do that because you start doing different things in the hobby. I mean, there's nothing wrong with plastic track. I was on plastic track for like 6 or 7 years, but I thought it was time to make the change. So, but again, it's your decision ultimately what you want to do in the end and what suits you. But Cyberg, how you doing? How's everything going there, sir? Thanks for joining us. I just ran cars already on the new track, so we're just running different various cars: Polycar, NSR, Slotted, Sideways, Mr. Slot Car, Revo Slot, Scratch Builds cars, 125th, 132nd. We did 1 or 2 HOs. It didn't do out too well. I don't think I had the voltage turned up enough for an HO, but you need to get special shoes for that to make it work on a braided track, but they'll probably work just as fine. And thank you, Slot Car Dojo. I appreciate that. But you guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And like I always say, you take care and have fun racing. Thanks again.